And Dax Harwood is injured and is going to be out for a while, which means FTR is going to be off AEW television for a while. He revealed this week that he suffered a serious back injury during their ladder match at Dynasty in April against the Young Bucks. When he gave Matt Jackson a pile driver through a ladder, it messed up his lower back real bad, and it caused a severe hematoma on his lower back. I mean, what a shock, by the way. Giving somebody a pile driver through a ladder. I can't imagine how he messed up his back. But he did, and he hid this from Tony Khan. He hid this from Tony Khan. He hid this from AEW Medical. He continued to work on it while in excruciating pain. That includes the Anarchy in the Arena match last month. He thought that he could work through it. He thought that he was an important enough part of the show, especially Collision, that he didn't want to say anything. But after his match last weekend, the hematoma swelled up to the size of a football, and he had an x-ray done. And he finally shared this with AEW Medical, and Doc Samson immediately took him off the road and told him that he needs to take time to heal up or else it could lead to an early retirement. That's how serious this is. This is obviously very stupid. If you are in excruciating pain, I mean, wrestlers are in pain, right? News at 11. Every wrestler is in pain. But if by your own admission you are in excruciating pain to where he can't even find a comfortable position to sleep in his own bed, and this is going on for weeks and weeks and weeks, you don't hide it because you want to stay in the game. You don't hide it because, oh, I could tough it out. You find out how badly you messed yourself up and what you need to do to fix it, because what ends up happening is you make it worse. And that's how you end up retired at 40 years old. Now you're of no use to Tony Khan. You're so concerned about Tony Khan and the company, now you are of no use to them if you can't move. What are you going to do? Going to put him on commentary every week, right? They're going to have him go out there and host a talk show segment. He can't do anything now. But this did not stop people from immediately blaming Tony Khan and AEW Medical for Dax being dumb. As soon as they were made aware of it, they took him off the road. They can't take action if the talent is actively hiding these things from them. I mean, there are times to point the finger at Tony Khan, and there are times where people just want to find a convenient scapegoat. And this is one of those times. Case in point, Disco Inferno, who responded to Dax by saying that this ruins his boss's narrative about putting up AEW's safety record against anybody else. I think that went out the window the minute he allowed Darby Allin with his gimpy foot and his broken nose to wrestle in an Anarchy in the Arena match. This is not one of those examples to use to suit your narrative, but that didn't stop him from trying to, and Dax took the bait. He dangled it, and Dax took the bait. This is what he said in response. I know this is exactly what you're looking for because you beg for relevancy that you only got by being a punching bag your entire career, but you're a fucking idiot. If you ever worked hard enough during your little 15-minute of fame career to ever feel any sort of pain, you would know the anxiety that comes with injury to an athlete. So while you're trying to turn this into a bit for your shitty podcast, I'm hoping and praying that I don't have to go through an extensive surgery or worse. For being somebody who claims to be so smart to our business, you would probably know wrestlers have worked hurt for decades. Also, I'm 100% sure some wrestlers in WWE are working hurt right now. But of course, you only decide to attack AEW. Anything for the clicks. But to be fair, and I'm not trying to defend Disco Dipshit, but he attacked you because you came out and admitted it. Nobody in WWE has posted a 5-minute video admitting to lying to the company and hiding an injury. So that's why he responded to it. But anyway, he goes on to say, if anything, this does not go against the safe working environment that my boss promotes. It shows how dumb we as wrestlers are to hide this information from all the proper people put in place to keep us safe. How can this be anyone's fault except mine? No one knew about the severity of my injury. And once I finally told Tony and Doc Samson, they immediately made me take some time off. Maybe one day I can be on your podcast, but only if we do it live and face to face. I'll fly myself wherever I need to meet you. Open invitation. Anyways, off to an MRI. While you'll be talking about this for a segment on your show, I'm hoping the doctors don't find out anything worse about my condition. Good day, Glenn. I make this plea to any wrestlers listening to this, and I know many do. I know you're beat up. I know you're sore. It's part of the game. No wrestler ever truly works at 100%, right? I said it before. There's no wrestler who is 100% free of pain at any given moment. But if you are walking around in agonizing pain and you are keeping it a secret because you think it's the tough guy macho thing to do, or you don't want to lose your spot, or you don't want to let your boss down, or you think, oh, if I could just adjust the way that I do this, maybe it'll get better on its own. Don't do that. Tell someone. Get it checked out and stay the fuck off the road until you are not walking around in excruciating pain. Please. I promise you, no one that is a real wrestling fan and actually gives a shit about the wrestlers wants them to permanently injure themselves because they need to make sure they're on Collision next Saturday. Or because they're booked on SmackDown next week. Who gives a shit? Heal up and come back healthy. I don't know why this is even a discussion. I don't even know why this needs to be said. But the fact that this still goes on, and I know it does, but the fact this still goes on is ridiculous to me. You would think that these people don't have guaranteed contracts. Most of them do. Like, I could actually understand the mindset if you're, let's say, an indie talent who only gets paid when you work and you're struggling to make ends meet, you got a family. I'm not saying that makes it any smarter, but I can understand it. It's a matter of survival. It's a matter of paying the bills. But when I see these wrestlers making hundreds of thousands of dollars a year or millions of dollars a year, and they feel like they have to break their backs for these people. It's like Randy Orton in that interview with Bill Apter, where he said that he's glad Vince McMahon isn't around WWE anymore. And he told the story about going to him to ask for time off because his back was starting to really get bad. And Vince told him, no, I need you on that tour. Mother Nature gets us all. And Orton's response to this was, well, I guess I've got no choice but to work myself to the nub until I can't walk or I can't pick up my kids anymore. No, you have a choice, especially someone in his position. There's a lot of wrestlers that don't have the choices that someone like Randy Orton has. You always have a choice. You need to look out for your own health. You don't have to break your backs or break your necks out of some blind sense of loyalty. Please, don't be stupid. Use your brain. I know some of them have been rattled by chair shots, but please, use common sense.